Hey YouTube. Hey YouTube. I'm back again with another live video. I just got bored. So I decided to say why not let me do another live video on a different topic. So in today's live video, I just want to speak on a little story that many of you may know because I've spoken about it a lot of times, but I'm not going to fully go down memory lane into every little detail because there's plenty of live videos sharing details that I want to share, but I just wanted to go down go down memory lane a little bit and give reasoning to why I think the way I think now. And it all starts off with how being a helping hand could lead to a crazy disaster. So, as y'all know from my YouTube videos, all my OGs on my YouTube channel who really pays attention to my videos and watch and probably leave comments. Um, some years ago, during the Belly Street days, that's where I was living at. I used to. I eventually started going to Delaware, hanging out with a cousin of mine and baby father and whatever. And um, to be honest, the main reason why I went down there is because I needed to get out the house. I was sick and tired of being on the block all the time. There was a lot of stuff going on the block. I didn't get along with a lot of people. There was a lot of arguing, fighting with people that lived in the same neighborhood that I pretty much grew up with. And I just needed to remove myself from the crazy situation. So that's one of the main reasons why I took the opportunity to go to Delaware and spend time with a cousin of mine. And everybody was going through their own stuff. My cousin, her baby father, is going through their relationship issues. I was going through a lot of stuff, losing my stepdad, dealing with people in the neighborhood, and a whole bunch of other family issues. So once I got to Delaware, I really wasn't paying attention, but I later would find out that we all had our own issues, and it just got all mixed up together and became a disaster. I like when I first went to Delaware, I only stayed for about maybe a month. That was me being introduced to my cousin's their father, like personally, because we already knew each other through Facebook. Um, they were separated for their own reasoning, and they eventually got back together, which led to me getting the opportunity to know him face to face, other than us becoming friends on Facebook. And another reason why I went down there is because, like I said, plenty of times before, he knew how to do tattoos, and I've been wanting to get a tattoo since I was 18, but couldn't find nobody to do one. And I don't know why I even wanted to go in those shops or nothing. Anyway, so going down there just to have fun and spend time with my cousin and her new family eventually became me helping out with babysitting and stuff like that, because I'm just that type of person. If I see that you in need or you need a little help with something, I don't mind helping out. Even if I don't have to, I just do it out of the kindness of my heart. Um, Anything anybody had going on, I didn't know nothing about. I like they shared small stories, and I just was like, okay. Back then, they had their own stuff going on, which was the reasoning for certain famous of mine reactions when they found out that I was in Delaware with this family and we was all taking pictures and doing videos. I was confused because I'm like, why is everybody acting weird? At the end of the day, I don't know what y'all had going on. All I know is I'm out here with my cousin. I'm having a good time, and whatever happened in the past, I know nothing about it, and I can't judge people because over something I don't know. But we would take pictures and videos and post it on Facebook and stuff. And there were times where certain people would comment something not so positive, and it bothered me. The origin, the original reason why I started going on Facebook and YouTube explaining a lot of stuff that I had going on in Delaware is because years ago didn't know what was going on. In the beginning, everything was fine. I got along with everybody, or at least tried to. Like I said, everybody was going through their own personal stuff. There was a lot going on in that 1 month that I stayed in Delaware. I went back to Delaware in 2016, and although they had moved another home, and everybody was driving and had cars and stuff like that, it still was a lot of stuff going on. In between one of my cousins being hospitalized for a while, and then him coming home, and us trying to get everything together for him not to get sick again, or whatever the case may be. Me still helping out with babysitting, us being more outgoing than we probably were when I first went out there in 2015. Other people getting a chance to come over when I was over there spending the night. Just a lot of some days everybody was fine and having fun. Some days people was having their mood swings and going through their own stuff. It was just a lot, and then still dealing with the fact that certain people did not like the fact that I was out there hanging out with people they didn't like. And then what made it even more strange was eventually those same people would make their way out there. I'll be told one thing, and then when I go out there, the same people that I was told stuff about would be out there. Um, to be honest, I didn't think it would ever get as crazy as it did because, like I said, I try to be a forgiving person. Yeah, I look at it like we family. We not always going to get along. We going to argue. We going to fight. We not going to see eye to eye. We going to disagree. There's going to be times where we just want to be left alone. We not in a good mood. We don't want to talk to each other. We just want to be to ourselves. You never know how people move going to be one day. One day you might be y'all might be listening to music, dancing around, joking, laughing. The next minute y'all call each other bitches, sluts, and hoes, and ready to punch on each other. Not saying that there was ever any physical fighting. There might have been a little bit of pushing and shoving here and there, but other than that, me, my cousin, her baby father, none of us ever fully had a fight. we they fought and joked around and stuff, but like during our arguments, we were just cursing, shouting at each other, maybe a little bit of pushing around or grabbing each other. But other than that, I didn't fight with anybody, and they didn't fight me. Um, Me personally, I feel like I babysitted for years. I babysit my siblings. I babysitted cousins. I help babysit cousins. I got nieces and nephews. I had friends in the past who who asked me to babysit their children. So I had no problem with babysitting. I don't have no kids of my own, and for whatever reason, kids cling to me. So I used to babysit. Um, and I just looked at it like a little job. I didn't really get paid for it, but I looked at it like a little job. And most of my babysitting caused me to relocate. Um, the reason why I decided not to babysit anymore the way I used to is because I just got to the point where, like, if I'm babysitting your child, and this is not to bash anybody, this is just me speaking in general and how I currently feel. But if I'm babysitting your child, I'm going to treat your child as if they're my own because at the end of the day, they're my responsibility while you are away. If something happens to your child, it's going to be me to blame because I'm the adult or the person that's watching your child until you return. Um, no, I'm not abusive. No, I'm not crazy. Um, but I do babysit kids differently. Like if you're my family, then yeah, I'm going to babysit you differently than how I babysit a child of a friend or something like that. Because at the end of the day, I'm like we're family, so I know how the parents are parents and their children and how to deal with the children, other than babysitting a child of a friend. Meaning that there were times where I used to babysit my brothers or babysit nieces and nephews or cousins, and discipline had to be occurred to the point where it's like, okay, you don't want to listen, I'm telling on you, or you don't want to listen, you're going to have to get in the corner, or you're going to have to get a toy taken away, or you're going to have to go lay down, or if you throwing stuff and somebody get hit, your hand might get popped or like stuff like that. No child that I've ever babysitted in my 32 years of living could say that I was too controlling, too abusive, too mean, or nothing like that. If they ever did, that's probably some shit that their parents or whoever was around them then put in their head. But children to this day, if I'm around my little cousins or nieces and nephews and stuff like that, although a lot of people are older now, it's still gonna be hey Damien, hugs, handshakes, shit like that. Um, Even the Delaware crowd, if I was to see those children today, it like most of them probably be a little shy because it's been years since they seen me. But if they still remember, it probably be really high and handshakes and hugs and stuff like that. And they probably remember certain stuff we used to do when I used to babysit them. I don't know, cause to be honest, like I don't. Everybody's in different locations. Anyway, but like I was saying, like with a lot of reasons why I stopped babysitting because of the parents, not the children. It's children is going to see and do what they around. If they hear cursing, they're going to want to curse. If they see the adults parading around and acting crazy, they're going to want to do it. So you can't fully blame the children. Well, I mean, as you're older, you're responsible for your actions, and your actions may face consequences. But when they young, like 2, 3, 4, 5, no, I'll say 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Yeah, they too young. They still got a lot of understanding to do. Although some parents still may discipline in whatever way. Um, but as you get older, the discipline may be getting popped in the hand, getting your behind popped, or getting told you won't have to face the corner, or go lay down and get the TV turned off and toys taken away. I don't know, but I have had parents talk about some. I mean, I had children yelling. I mean, not children. Parents talk about some. I mean, dad, if I can watch their kids the way they want me to watch them, then I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to do that, or don't be doing this to my child. Don't be saying this to my child and stuff like that. And I had to let them parents know that I'm not physically harming your child. I'm not beating on your child. I'm not doing any damage to your child. But at the end of the day, if I am watching your child and you got me watching this child for hours where I have to wake up early in the morning and make sure this child eat, make sure this child got clean clothes to put on, make sure this child wash, make sure this child drink, make sure this child have an area to play around and stuff like that, and many other things that most of you parents may do. That child's my responsibility until you return, because I don't want to be the person where something happened to a child, or a child and did something they had no business doing, and then you be that person telling, "Well, why you ain't do this? Why you ain't do that?" I ain't do it because at the end of the day, you always got a problem with when your child like, "Oh well, Damien put me in the corner," or Damien made me go lay down, or Damien then popped my hand. Then you got a lot of parents that like their child just don't do nothing. Their child's perfect angel. They believe the child before the adult, and they know deep down inside that their child is a badass. Because it could be a day where, just speaking in general, I could be like I watch a child, and then there'd be a day where me, the child, and the parent or the guardian is hanging out, and the child is just doing things that as a kid you probably would have gotten in trouble for doing, and the parent just allowing them to like just do whatever the hell they want. Then I'm in my head like, see, that's the reason why I don't babysit everybody's child, because y'all just do too much. Then the first thing I want to say is, oh, don't tell me, go have some kids. You don't have kids, so you can't tell me how to raise mine. Oh, trust and believe. I've had these conversations with cousins. I've had this conversation with friends. Hell, I didn't even have this conversation with a former friend, Danny, because certain stuff he used to complain to me about and then get mad when I gave him my honest opinion. Um, Damn, my mouth dry. I need to drink some water or something. I'm thirsty. Yes, my mouth feels very dry. But anyway, what was I saying? But yeah, anyway, The disaster came for plenty of reasons. Babysitting, going back and forth with the parents because they ain't like my babysitting. Um, Trying to hang out with people with good, bad, and ugly moments. Everybody going through their own stuff, and then it becomes a mixture of a whole bunch. Arguing back and forth, trusting people that don't deserve to be trusted. Like it was just a lot. I could go on and on and on and on and on and on. And then having a hard time learning to forgive and move on. The forgiving and moving on part was forced, to be honest, because at the end of the day, it was like I'm not going to dig too deep, but I'm going to give enough for understanding. Anyway, the forgiving part came because I was living with an aunt at the time, and I done told her and told my cousins and many others about the story, about everything that went down and why I didn't want to be around certain people because I fear if I was around them, it would put me in a tough situation. But then again, you can't tell people who they can and can't invite in their house and stuff like that, and they gonna do whatever they want to do, no matter what you tell them. So it got to a point where, like I said, I was living with an aunt of mine, and a cousin was living with another cousin, and I guess my aunt was having, I don't know what the hell was going on that day, but the cousin brought the other cousin over, and I didn't have nowhere to go because, like I said, I didn't want to be around that situation. I didn't know how the situation was going to turn out because me and that person haven't seen each other in a while. I mean, yeah, people tried to reach out to me through social media, but like reaching out through social media is one thing, and seeing a person that's for your own reason you ain't want to be around in person is another. I mean, when we did see each other, it was hugs and no mention of past situations and stuff like that. But I still was in protective mode, like, okay, we could talk, we family, we can hang out here, but I'm not about to, like, we not about to go clubbing or be buddy buddy or be all as close as we were years before because at the end of the day, I'm still in fear and don't want to put myself in no crazy situations. Um, but yeah, everything was good. As years went by, it was like I seen certain people, and at the end of the day, family, you gonna forgive family and you gonna move on. I just got to a point where I was sick and tired of dwelling over past shit. I was sick and tired of putting myself in fear, thinking of the worst. And I'm like, look, enough is enough. I know my truth. I was just around certain people in their own situations, wrong place at the wrong time, type of shit. And I just got to the point where I'm like, okay, years passed, I'm over it. I'm forgiving, I'm moving on. I mean, yeah, it might be still in my mind. Yeah, I might mention it, think about it every now and then, but I'm not about to keep on trying to hold grudges and not want to be around people, especially when this is family. They're going to be at family events. They're going to show up around certain people. I'm living with a family member myself, and I can't tell this person who they can and can't have, all because I don't want to be around them. But so that's that. And this is not to cause any problems or anything like that, or make it seem like I still have beef with certain people. No. At the end of the day, I'm just sharing bits and pieces of what I went through in the past and how I'm doing today. Um, and that's just like for people that I was around in person. Social media wise, people come and go, and um, I can say I went through the same thing in my social media friendships, especially this current one that I had to end. Um, so y'all already know the friendship of me and my old friend, Danny, who I met on the app called You Now. I feel like in the beginning we helped each other. We both was on the app. He was on the app for his own reasons. I've been on the app for a while, dealing with all different types of people. And like I told y'all before, they were trying to get him not to talk to me, not to trust me, blah, 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 blah. And he had to let him know, like, at the end of the day, I don't do that bashing, I don't do that judging, I don't do none of that. So if that's what y'all gonna do, y'all gotta get out my broadcast, and we just became friends since then. He was going through his own problems, and every time he went through his problems, he'd call me to give him advice and be that friend that he felt like he needed. I was going through my own problems, and I did the same for him. But then it gets to the point where, hold on, y'all. I'm probably gonna have to end this video because one of my friends is on. I'll talk. I mean, I'll finish off later on. One of my friends on. I'm about to talk to my friend real quick.